now, but let's jump into this very first game. We are seeing Timotheus and Melkor, the two brothers, fighting it off against Eddie and Andrew, and we are already here at minute 2. We have the civilizations Chinese and Incas. It was team random civilization, and as we can see, some losses here with the villagers, quite obviously, and Feanor or Melkor is playing with the Incas. We have Feanor playing the Chinese. On the other side we have Mr. Eddie himself playing the Chinese. Lots of stables and now some castles. And we have Andrew, that is Democracy of Gods, playing the blue Incas here. And as we all know, DM very fast-paced starts. KD already pretty brutally here when it comes to the villager count. Melkor going down to the solid 8 villagers at the start. Bombardier, welcome mate, thank you so much. And now we will see what the army compositions will be. At the top we have Chinese war, and to the south we have the Inca war. Both armies clashing against each other quite early on. It seems like Andrew has a quite easy lead here, but the guy with the highest pop actually is Mr. Eddie. This map is called Prairie. The very important thing here is that we don't have any hills on this map, so it's just pure mass here in the middle. Some raidings trying to intercept some of the trade going on for later on. Remember guys, this tournament is played without the possibility to build walls, so controlling the map and zoning out areas is super tough on those settings, and therefore going for mass army, especially on Prairie, is an absolute must. Now the raid coming in from behind by Eddie, nicely anticipating that, building a defensive castle, having some camels there as well. They will vanish, but in the end the castle will go up, and then most of the eagles should actually die, even if they have 10 defense there. It's a castle. Andrew building himself quite a nice forward base. Timotheus now the guy with the highest pop, trying to go for the aggression over here as well. Chinese war obviously very much based around the elite Chukunu. And I'm on it as well. Timotheus going for some scorpions as well, and some cavaliers trying to go for some snipes against the onagers. Let's take a look. Eddie is losing some stalemate here at the south. I'm not 100% sure if Melkor really wants to go for Kameyuks against the army composition that Andrew has here with champions and slingers. Kameyuks aren't performing too greatly, and Melkor for now not building any slingers himself, which is quite surprising. Look at that, doesn't even have an archery range, and I think that's not the right army composition. Eddie's asking if he can come over with some Eagle Warriors. Against that, obviously 40 Eagle Warriors coming over would be such a beautiful clear up. At the moment population is a bit better still for Eddie and Timo. But Melkor and Timotheus pushing quite nicely. They're having solid 90 military, both of them. Cameos kill champs, okay. Oh, Eddie, that's not really an engagement you want to take. Let's take a look at the trade. Timotheus trying to set up the corner over here. At the same time, Andrew trying to set this up left-hand side corner. Obviously for the brothers, right-hand side corner for the team. Andrew plus handicap. Now big engagement here with all the Kameyuks. On is just getting sniped. Army dropping down quite heavily for both players. Look at that, 30 military and 40 military now at that side. But it seems Timo has a bit more, and that's still a lot of traps that Melkor can't really use for fighting. Let's take a look, trying to snipe some onagers. Gets one here. Now runs a bit too much into the castles, if you ask me. Slingers are around. Onagers now trying to come over, and Eddie in some troubles. Doesn't have enough siege here, the teams, and that's a lot of trap out of Timotheus, who's pushing quite nicely. 75 military for him. Eddie not even getting the kill there against the trap at the first try. At second try he is getting the job done, trying to get onto more onagers, and Yeah, we'll see how that continues over here. Andrew going for way more slingers. And Melkor, his pop way lower than anyone else on the map. They're around the 140, 150 mark. Melkor himself has 70 villagers and only 25 military. Wouldn't be really able to hold a go with the rams or traps at the side. But for now, Andrew, without a lot of siege, could maybe go over to the other side. But slingers, obviously not really efficient against the army that Timotheus has here. And it looks good for the two brothers, if you ask me. Now on the way. And yeah, honestly, I don't really see the slingers being too efficient. Is he trying to go for the trade? Feels a bit like it. Go into the gold wouldn't be too bad either. Maybe split it off could be an option. They are doing enough damage against those villagers, even if they have a lot of defense. Yes. The warriors now coming over. Where's Eddie's army at this moment? He only has 27 military himself. Slingers now over here in the eco, trying to rush out the castle. And well, slingers aren't really the unit that you think like, oh god, slingers in the trade, we are completely dead. Let's see, for now they're not even shooting. Trying to run away from that one Chukunu. Obviously they do enough damage. And interrupting the trade. Nothing else on the minimap going on at the moment, not really. Trying to get another castle up and not really taking care too well. Where the Irish bros. Trade amount now 32 is solid, roughly 50. More advantage there, sending over some Kamayuks. Not 100% sure if that's the best option. They cannot even really close down the distance. But the onagers could maybe go for the clear up here. Trade cut amount now dropping below 30. And we can see them on the other side going higher than 50. Not trying to run, and that seems to be cleared up. At the same time, Melkor is pushing because Andrew needs to send over so much. But thankfully, because of that, Eddie is stabilizing, and both players kind of getting to the maxed out population here. Onager shots, some eagles would be pretty nice here. Let's take a look. What is Andrew doing? 1 for 1, 2 for 1, 3 for 2. I should stop counting. Eagles now coming over, and they should get a big clear up here against either onagers or traps. Actually, they will get like 3 traps, 1 onager, and now more Kamayuks are coming over at the same time. That's a big army here from Timotheus in the middle, but not a lot more rams. Trade's going pretty well for both teams now, kind of stabilized, but that's 40. Oh well, I always read military, I believe. So trade is higher than 60 compared to the 40 over here. Take a look over here to trade, pretty open, only 1 castle to protect. At the other side we have 2 castles protecting here. But Andrew, slowly, not really doing the complete hold. And that's now Kamayuk against Kamayuk. I'm not 100% sure how that really works out. 1 trap alive, now focusing that one down, but that's loss of all his eager warriors now. Trying to go for another group of onagers. Now that's a nice mixed army here. And military count now 53 to only 30 here for Andrew. Seems like the 2 Irish bros are in a good spot to take good control of this game here. Not far away from the trade, and take a look. Are they taking damage? No, not really. Seems like 1 range there is enough to not take damage. 1 onager shooting. Trade running quite reasonably well. Eagles now coming over again. Eddie not 100% happy with his army composition, I reckon. Only at 30 military at the same time. Timotheus with over 80. Push over here. Kind of stopped because there are no more traps. 3 more coming over, I thought, but it's actually 6. We can just snipe those castles down, going for castle number 3 and 4. Desperately trying to hold on. Even castle number 5. Well, that castle won't live for too long. Doesn't have too much to counter that. Aye. And he's protecting the castle quite well. And that's not even 6, that's 10 traps now. A lot of onagers. And those castles will fall eventually. The two brothers obviously playing so much together. One of the greatest team plays in the game. Communicating so much, thinking about the game, talking about it. And yeah, their in-play is just superb. But if they need to get to that state first. Let's take a look. Is Andrew maybe able to hold here? It's just so many traps. Look at that. I think it's a solid 9 traps at the moment. Even 10. Maybe I should just put some traps over here. We will see. Andrew, 40 military. Two brothers, each at roughly 70. I'm trying to get more stables, more barracks up at the front. Not 100% sure how efficient Shams are against either Chinese or the Eagle double there. I think just going for Cavaliers could be pretty fine as well. God, so many traps. Melkor really knows this guy doesn't have a lot of army. I can push him, he doesn't have a lot here. And if they can advance another screen, it could be the first game for them in the Legacy Cup number 2 here. We're still in the qualifiers. Those are two teams that didn't make it into the top 16 cut, and that really shows you how sick the lineup of this tournament are. And those two are like 4 very accomplished Age of Empires players. Yeah, ranking very high in a lot of Age of Empires tournaments. Aren't even in the top 16. And yeah, really providing such great entertainment and so many good games. Shows you what we will see in the next upcoming weeks. Should be pretty sick. Oh, Onager shot could be big against that group. Oh, but lost that again. And Andrew, I have no idea how he's getting so much stone out. Like, he already lost like 4 castles, I would say. And still has 3 left here. Well, 2 and trying to get a 3rd one. New traps, and Andrew really struggling. Pop 170 for him. Asking for some resources. Let's take a look at some of the resources. What does Eddie have? Yes, quite a solid amount. Trying to hold here on the other side. Andrew was struggling with food. Doesn't have too much gold either, but is with a solid 50 trade cards here. Another castle for him going up, and I just remember, yeah, Incas have the cheaper castle, so that makes kind of sense why he's getting out so many. But now another 2 went down, and the traps for the first time in this game are able to focus down some of the markets. Let's take a look, trying to reposition himself. Manager shot, trading 1 for 1 again. So many Kamayuks out, sick. Where's he trying to go for more castles and to get his traps back, and they're all low. Onagers, maybe 1 onager is closing down the distance. Not really. Only for Kamayuks only now. Seems to be the unit of choice. Maybe should cut that wood line. That trade running a bit more efficiently, but still looks pretty solid here. I like that. And yet another castle. Let's just think about it, like 2 traps over here. We've sniped so much as well. And that was a lot of traps going down. Look at that, now down to a single trap, I believe. Losing 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 traps at least. Did he send the others back? No, but look at that stream of Kamayuks. Just ridiculous. How many cards does he have? 4, 5. The overlay says 7 in the end. That's sick. Eddie, in the meanwhile, holding quite nicely. Timotheus. Actually, even going for Halberdiers. Not 100% sure why. And Eddie, kind of happy to see that Timo is stabilizing here and just building another castle again. That's so sick, man. How many castles does he build in that game? Has to be more than 15. That's ridiculous. Not 100% sure if I like the Halberdier edition here, but really the unit you want to have. And just maybe Eddie can pull it back and get some aggression over here at the top. We'll see about that. Mendor, not the biggest fan of castles as it seems. And for more onagers. Where are the traps again? I have no idea how you micro Camayokes actually. Ah. Well, the castle's in the trade, but it feels like they aren't that bad there. Like, the trade is still somewhat reasonably running. Mainly because the rest of the whole route is so clear. Some eagle raids coming over again. One trap down, focusing the second trap. Onagers now in danger as well, and that was quite an efficient raid here at the side. But again, 2 traps out. Seems like a bit of a stalemate here at both sides. Interesting stuff. Eddie at pop 170, but Timotheus is at the same, so probably they just traded off quite a bit. Andrew actually able to send some eagles over here, and that's a pretty good attack. And there will be some losses for Timotheus, losing all his scorps, some of his scorpions as well, of his Chukunus as well. All his onagers are down, and now maybe even losing his traps. Eddie now should be able to push here, and that opens quite a nice attack. But at the same time, obviously, his pop isn't that high. Down here, losing yet another castle. Has reasonable resources. Keep on his production. A ram actually killing his defensive traps. Trying to win the battle over here. And do you need me or rest? Oh, he wants to build more castles. He's asking for more stone. Actually, I think he could build one. 520 stone left. Okay, finally mark number 1 down. Another castle under threat. Same time, Eagle's still active, and Eddie, even after the double, cannot really push. Yeah, he killed 1 castle, did kill some buildings, but that wasn't what they needed. And the game continues, and this is the first game I'm casting of this tournament. I'm already loving what I'm seeing. This is the Emerald for you. This is so action-packed, and we see units dying all game long. So much aggression, and it feels like Melkor only 10 tiles away, maybe 1 castle kill away from finishing the game, because they are getting... Are eagles good versus Camayokes? I think not really, right? 9480. Not really, no. Seems like less HP, 1 more damage, but yeah, well, simply not having the attack. I think slingers should be pretty good against Camayokes. Yeah. Let's add 10 slingers. Well, hand cannoneers should be pretty reasonable against Camayokes as well, right? And like arbalests, maybe? I think so. And Eddie says, come please. Aye. Andrew really playing a beautiful game, holding all the time and still trying to double. See, like, Eddie is so stable here. Why does he need help? Oh, some good onager shots. Oh, yeah. Oh, actually some small losses of his own units. Okay. Does he have... Oh, he built some barracks behind here to help with some reinforcements. Of castle up now. And here's a lot of gold. Look at that, 72 trade cards, and yeah, 60s for the others. Ah, seems like they're stabilizing over here again. Two warriors at the front. Eddie pretty clumped up. Why is Eddie not building any onagers? Uh-oh, and that could be a big onager shot. Oh no, getting sniped down. How many castles does Eddie have? Oh, only 3 castles left. Well, that's not enough. He wants to go for a lot of Chokonus. And that's only the 3 of them. Finally, some flank attack here with the onagers, but will that really be enough? Let's take a look. Onagers, can they maybe get some ground attacks done? Not really. And yet another push, but Andrew is holding on like a madman here. Oof. Oh, even going for the splits here in the DM game. Eddie doesn't really want to lose those traps, only with 3 castles. Now it's getting tougher and tougher for him. 170 out of 185. So cannot really get even to the highest pop. And that's a very aggressive castle, I have to say. Some sense over like that. Would love to see some sneaky siege workshops here. Same time, Andrew, onagers, let's take a look if they can do something. 1 down. Trying to micro some. Looks like some Onis are dying, but they did kill some traps. Whew. Again, 1 single screen away from... Oh, those were some big shots. Oi, 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 oi. And now suddenly Andrew, pop 170 for him as well. And Feanor now has a solid army. And Timotheus is pushing further and further. Eddie just struggling. 3 castles only for him over here. 1 over here at the front. And still no access to his stone, so cannot really build too much more. Timotheus and Melkor now for... yeah, in the lead when it comes to the score. Some idle villagers. Let's take a look. Idle villager number 26. The 2 brothers. Pretty good. Single digits. Eagle production all from home. Wants to go for the big double. They feel like, okay, if we can kill 1 or 2 more castles of Eddie, we got this. At the same time, well, this one just could maybe get something done. Killing some villagers, not too important. Maybe should have gone for the traps. Just killing some villagers for the start, as it seems. And well, got some kills done. And Andrew actually dropping down to 48 villagers. Well, I think with the Thinkers, that's somewhat okay-ish. Every player in between 180 and 190 pop still. When it comes to that one, very close game. But when it comes to map control, heavily in favor of the bros. Oh, but Eddie now preparing a side attack, and that's only 1 castle, and then they could be in the trade. And look at that, maybe 10 Chokonus over here could end something for them as well. Now Eagle's going for the push, trying to go for all the onagers, and then the Chokonus are back again. Let's take a look. Still 1 onager at the front, somewhat trading, and another one left over here. Eddie, he isn't trying to go for the onager snipes, he is more of the running guy. Kind of interesting. Oh, and Timotheus is realizing, damn, this could be tricky if he gets over here and is trying to attack me. Oh god, that's a lot of traps again. Take a look what they can do. Onager shots doing lots of damage. Oh god, second volley quite nice, and third volley getting 1 trap down. Another castle going down. Andrew at 4. Look at that, 9 and 8 castles to 3 and 4. That really shows you how well the brothers are advancing. No wood map, says Eddie. And indeed, that's not woodline for him left. Where are all the woodlines? That's gone, that's gone, that's gone, that's gone. That might be the only wood they have left. Over here. And Eddie, let's take a look at his wood count. 800 wood only. He has no more excess of this wood here. Let's take a look. Market prices. Stone 276. Wood 278 already. And yeah, this is a low wood map. Interesting stuff. And obviously, basically, the whole Chinese army is very reliant on wood. Oh god, on it a shot. Worth for now. Or is it? Well, 1-for-1 trade. So many traps still out for Timotheus. And I believe this could be the good push they wanted to happen all game long. Kamayuks, this feels like the GG push finally. There's no more defense here and that's way too much army. I wouldn't be surprised if they realize, damn, we're out of wood, we're out of map control, our trade is open now as well. But maybe they can get a hold done. Again here, only 2 traps for now. That's less than we normally see. And Andrew even saying that gone. And think it's over. GG, and more than 1 hour game to start this series off here on Prairie with Team Random Civilizations. What a great start into this series, and the 2 brothers trying to qualify themselves for the main tournament. Sweet, sweet stuff. And yeah, it just felt like it was Eddie losing to Timotheus and Andrew being forced to go over to the top over and over again. And let's take a look at the achievements. KD actually pretty similar for everyone. Look at that, pretty fair. But yeah, raisings, that's brutal. Eddie and Andrew losing so much there. Interesting stuff. Trade amount, better for Eddie and Andrew as well. A good game, a good game. And yeah, Work for Ice Cream in the house, shouting, you say, you say, you say. They are Irish, not Americans. Well, they played the Nations Cup for the US. Well, I think I just sort of... And over here, right? Tiff picks. Haha! Here we go. Okay, so left-hand side is Andrew and Eddie. Right-hand side is the 2 brothers. First one is a global ban. Now we are looking at... Shouldn't I have settings somewhere? Oh, those are small. But it's now Green Arabia. And they ban Khmer and Goth. And now those are... Like, it's first. Global bans, then ban for your enemy. So Mayans is a ban, that's weird. And Huns as well. Interesting. So Timotheus picked for his team. Let's take a look what Andrew and Eddie are picking. Three seconds. Huns. So Slavs for Timotheus and Now we go for 2 more bans for the enemy. No global bans anymore. And then a last pick. I kind of like the white overlay here. So we now have the bans. Franks in Spanish to complement the Huns was a ban, and Saracens and Franks were banned for complementing the Slavs. Very quick pick here for Timotheus and Melkor. They still can pick Goth, for example. On the other side, we can still see Saracens. So Spanish and Slavs against Saracens and Huns. Interesting stuff for sure. So Huns, now without Red Cranes, so not as strong. Saracens, heavily camel-tive, now kind of not that great anymore. Slavs, super strong. Spanish, trade bonus reduced, but still. I'd prefer Slav and Spanish. Although, let's see what the Saracens can do. So incredibly good camels. God was global ban. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Evie, you're right. Yeah. So, but it could still have been. Yeah. Okay, Eddie needs to make a call. Tarkan trade rate incoming. We'll see. What did Boyas do against Mamelukes? I'm not sure. They shouldn't do too well, right? So we will have Mr. Snape joining us as a co-caster now. Welcome.
Hey Nili, good evening.
So, how did you like game number 1?
Yeah, it was a pretty good game, pretty long.
Yeah. What do you think in the end made the brothers win this one?
I was not sure. It felt like Melkor was pushing and somehow yeah, Andrew was only defending, Eddie as well, so was like, yeah, defending all the time is never a good way, I guess.
Yeah, but like, why was he so pushed back?
Maybe because he lost his slinger army in the middle and sent some EVs to help Eddie. Maybe that was the reason why Andrew was pushed back and Eddie was a bit struggling at the start, maybe.
Yeah, I felt like it.
Well, I think in the first 5 minutes, Andrew is the best of these 4 players, and then after those 5 or 10 minutes, maybe they are pretty equal.
I think Eddie could be maybe a bit behind, but yeah, Melkor and Timotheus are pretty good. Melkor is so incredibly fast. Did you watch his stream?
Oh no, I didn't.
He's pretty fast. Indeed, Snake is...
I'm not sure about his deathmatch experience, but didn't look too bad the last game, right?
Yeah, they talked to me a bit, they trained a bit, they obviously love to experiment some stuff. Yeah. Is there a loser bracket in this tournament? Yes, there is, but now we're in the quali stage, so next week
Eddie is a very good team player as well, but I guess his DM starts are not on the level of the other guys.
Yeah, that's true. So there will be a loser bracket starting next week. Now that's a quali stage where, for example, Clemensor and Snake, the co-caster here, advanced, so they're in the top 16 as well. And yeah, so double elimination tournament will take some time, I would say. Like, how long is it? Like 7 weeks or something?
Around that, yeah. So, what do you think about the draft, Nili?
I think that... Well, did I close it? No, okay. Han, Saracens... Things should be worse than Slav and Spanish. But, well, Han, Saracens is still... The start should be pretty good for them as well. Like, so far stabled with Saracens.
Yep. Right.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think the same. Yeah, hard to tell. Maybe the Saracen can provide a good push against the Spanish guy, maybe, if it's opponents. But
Okay, we'll see. Timotheus starting without a single house. That's interesting. Sometimes you want to build one house. So Slavs for him. His teammate is playing the Spanish and they're facing off Saracens and Huns. So it seems like only one player in this game is actually building houses. Kind of interesting. Timotheus starting off with looks like 8 barracks, 2 siege workshops. On the other side we have Melkor starting off with 6 stables. And we have mass stables for Demo and a castle, and Eddie himself is starting this off with quite a bit of stables and a market, 3 archer ranges, 4 barracks.
the interesting part for me is now how Melkor will be able to defend against Saracen. Well, he's adding some barracks, so there will be some helps.
He's already losing quite a bit of villagers here.
Yeah.
As Spanish, something you don't really want to happen. Actually, it's 10 slices from the camel to die. Eddie now using the market and deleting it. Yeah, that will be interesting how Demo will play this out, or more like how Melkor will hold this. Eddie now coming over, trying to go for the double, but yeah, kind of ran into an already prepared army here and won't do much.
Eddie's military pop is not the best with 50. He should be ahead of the other players, I think.
Yeah, most of his barracks aren't really working, some stables idle, archery range is not really working, he's not really getting the pop up there, and yeah, most jammers trying to get a good look at their pop at minute 4, and Hans can easily get up to 85 or something, and he was only around 60 at that point. That's way too low. Oh, but big troubles here for Melkor. And well, not really getting that castle up now. Mamelukes throwing some stuff over the castle. SO shots from behind as well, but it feels like there's not enough reinforcement from Timo. And he might not deny that castle.
Yeah, this hill is very important for Melkor. Eddie is under pressure. Not looking too good. Melkor stabilizing, securing this hill.
Yeah, really switched off for him for sure. And Eddie kind of stabilizing as well. Let's take a look at populations. We have Melkor at 60, his brother double the amount. Now even going for Boya there, and Eddie and Timo both trying to climb over 100. And Eddie has quite a nice army, I have to say. Now trying to get some more castles up, but corner control looks to be 1-3 in favor of the brothers.
Yeah, you're right. Didn't realize that Feanor or Timotheus is, that he was already securing that 12 o'clock corner.
Oh, look at the Melkor village account. He's not building any extra TCs yet. He invested all of them in that one castle to get up. That was so weird. And yeah, if he loses this army, let's take a look at his resources. He shouldn't get much. Look at that, no gold at all. And cannot really get anything running. Yeah, that's so bad.
Yeah.
So if he loses that army, he's basically done.
Yeah, he's against the well-placed Aristine army, controlled by a good player, so hard times coming.
Yeah. We got some resources, trying to get more castles up here at that hilly area. But losing some paladins, and those paladins are some that he cannot really replenish. Yeah, the trade should be running better for them. But still a toughie.
Nice team play by Andrew, providing some SO for Eddie.
Well, at the moment there's not really helping. For now he only built some siege workshops, right? But Eddie is in a world of trouble here, losing most of his traps and only having some CA now against a Slav player. Tough spot for sure. And Melkor now at 0 food without a single farm. Eddie desperately trying to hold on, trying to camp the hill here, and Eddie, okay, well he is controlling the top 10 side corner now, but paladins need to get back, trying to help him out. That army is just so deadly, and yeah, Eddie says no gold. Actually, he should have enough. Kind of weird for me.
Timotheus is providing some food for his brother, so can add some eco on his own.
Okay, let's take a look. Andrew now pushing in with his Mamelukes, trying to get those castles down. It's quite surprising to me that Melkor is fighting so much. I think he should just be camping more, trying to get his villager numbers up. He is at 36 compared to the 100. Andrew, except the trade, is already at the fine position, and well, now they finally got the second corner, so it feels like they can catch up with that.
Yeah, I think I like the position of Andrew and Eddie a bit more at this stage. Eddie seems to have a nice amount of army as well. Nice population, 170.
Yeah, oh god, and look at that. Timotheus now coming over and trying to get the double into the face of Andrew. And, well, that will be a lost castle for sure. And, well, he needs to send something back. And Eddie, well, he's kind of intercepting that from behind. He's getting, if he gets all the SO, he is super fine in that spot. Let's take a look. 3 SO left. Can he snipe those down? And killing all the traps here. That was super costly for Timotheus here.
Yeah, that's losing those grabs, man. That cost it a lot.
And suddenly he's at pop 130 as well. Yeah, the Halberdiers are doing some jobs against the Mamelukes, but that was a costly clear up for sure.
Yeah, it's pretty even again. I think this game can go for some time, like the first one.
I really think so. Well, the trade is running so much better, right? We have roughly 50 trade cards to not even 40, and a lot of them idle here. That really hurts them.
And Spanish trade, yeah.
Yeah, Spanish trade as well. For now, Melkor's army looks pretty weak. Some bombard cannons, lots of halberdiers. Could lose a lot there against a good Mameluke SO army, but, well, feels like Andrew is not really getting onto that. Trying to get some more control. Now trying to go for some raids here. Did run around quite nicely. And maybe he can squeeze in and get the trade raid in, but he also stalled. And indeed, walled that off quite nicely.
Yeah, and the Mamelukes, they are not as good as before versus Hypes, right? There was a... yeah, they've been patched, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure how much the difference is. Yeah, but they have been nerfed, I believe, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, Hong Kong's going down, and finally, okay, 80 villagers. But overall pop, still in the advantage of our players in blue and red here. Take a look at those shot. Maybe get something crazy done. Not really. Maybe this one. No. Eddie is very aware of the situation. Now their trade is finally running as well. Melkor not really getting onto a strong army here. But yeah, what is really a strong army if you're Spanish against Saracens here?
I think he's doing the right units, like bomber cannons, harps, some conquistadors. Or what would you build as Spanish against Saracen?
Well, I think you need a lot of SO support from your teammate, and I think I would play it very like Paladin Conquistador heavy and try to raid, try to tear them apart, and then try to go for a Ramgo or something. But like a one screen fight shouldn't be too great for you, but he kind of made it happen because Andrew needed to go over and double some. Eddie again, not pushing as greatly as he maybe could.
No.
Ay. Focusing down in the lumber camp here instead of killing 10 villagers. Warriors coming over, and well, now finally Eddie is kind of starting to push here. Mattheus coming over with some warriors. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that at least Melkor made it happen somehow, that he was able to defend with his 9 wills or how many he had left.
Yeah. And then we're already losing 3 castles again. Down to 2 castles here. Now that's weird. Eddie giving him some gold so that Andrew can buy some more stone. But that's not enough. Good stuff. And look at how many resources he's floating. He's not really getting the resource on the map. And now Timotheus is going for another go. And they don't really have castles in the trade. This could kill quite a bit.
Yeah, those boyars, they are incredibly strong against paladins and this CA, I guess. Yeah, that will cost them some trade cards.
For now, Eddie is just coming over. And yeah, somewhat denying it, but not really. Another group of SO coming in, and Timotheus just so active with his raids here. Obviously Boya is not the very best unit ever to kill trade, but just the annoyance and the presence is so good, because at the same time Demo is losing so much ground.
Yeah, he bind another castle, but still losing this hill in front of his base. That's a huge, yeah, huge disadvantage.
Yeah, absolutely, and well, for now Green cannot really claim that hill, and Andrew's pop is actually still higher, but the middle control now goes heavily into the favor of Timotheus. He can have a new base to start some raids. Andrew finally getting some more stone and is up to 3 castles, but 1 in the very back as well. Conquistadors actually raids coming over, but should be cleared up quite nicely.
Yeah, and I think the Irish brothers, they are really getting now the advantage of their Spanish trades, having around 70 to 80 trades, but able to spam Boygas most of the time. They are very gold intense units.
And if you're Saracens, you kind of have to even go up to maybe 80 trade cards or something, because all of the units are just so gold intense. SO, Mamelukes, traps, maybe bombard cannons, and yeah, it's just fucking so much pop for you as well. And now we can see Andrew actually not really getting onto the pop he wants to go for, and this looks good for the Irish brothers again.
Yeah, you're totally right, and you already mentioned the map control in the center. That's very important in not only deathmatch, but in Imperial Age, you could say. So yeah, he can control wherever he wants, where it's left side, right hand side, and so on. So they should really try to get the center back.
Yeah, but how can they get it back? Han's not really the tiff to clear up something against Boyar, SO, maybe some halberdiers as well. So that will be, oh, even ground attacking that. It was Timotheus. Interesting stuff. Getting so many kills here. Good stuff without really being forced to engage. Finally, Andrew on a good army, and maybe he can now go for the push. Let's take a look. Shouldn't eat too many shots of the SOs being on the hill here. Conquistadors, not 100% sure how efficient those will be. Trying to protect the SO here. And Timotheus, if he micros this correctly, I think they will hold the hill. What are the Mamluks up to? Maybe trying to squeeze in here. Oh, this looks good. And that's...
Oh, do you see the Mamelukes in the trade?
Yeah, we did show them, and now... Come here? Well, that's not really going to work here. Oh, and the Irish brothers, they didn't realize yet, I believe. Conquistadors still... Okay, now they're sending back.
And not having too much raid on their own, like around 60.
Okay, that was a pretty efficient raid. So now it's Andrew having more trade cards than the Irish brothers combined. Want to go for some raids over here as well. Now building a defensive castle, and maybe this castle is even going down, and that opens another path of potentially another attack in the future. And try to raid mid after you clear that up. Wouldn't be the worst idea ever if they're positioning themselves over here. Maybe Andrew and Eddie still in a better position, because at the moment they have the aggression.
Yeah, you're right. I can't really decide which position I like most. It's having Spanish trade against no Spanish trade, but Andrew having so much trade cards right now, like 70, you already said that, and having a nice push angle towards their corner, so yeah.
Oh god, all the conquistadors dying so heavily here against Melkor. Ay, 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 ay. That was costly. Another SO shot. Can you get one more done? Oh, well, that was kind of okay still for Melkor. Could have been worse. Ay, 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 ay.
This push there is really dangerous right now.
Are Timotheus and Melkor DM players? No, they are RM players. Very good ones.
He should really ask for some support SO this corner.
Ah, that's true. Would help out so much. Where are his siege workshops from Timotheus? Pretty much to the top and not really existent anymore. So this could be ugly for him.
Yeah.
And that's...
At the same time, Feanor pushing the trade of Eddie, or the corner of Eddie.
Yeah, but Eddie's holding quite nicely.
Yeah.
Or is he? Oh, not 100% sure. Oh, Slavs just feel so much better than Huns.
Yeah.
Ay, ay, ay.
Melkor losing his castle to some rams.
Okay, one castle down. Oh, Mamelukes now overextending a bit. Therefore, Andrew cannot really advance. His at pop 116 needs to take some care of the raid. Oh, conquistadors over here at the top, but they aren't raiding too much. What do you think? Will Eddie be able to hold here against Timo?
Well, yeah, I guess with some support of Andrew providing some SO, he will be able.
Okay.
Got some castles up, got a nice population. He's popped 90 army. Yeah, should be able to hold at least for the next minutes.
Okay, okay. Actually, Andrew the only one really struggling to get onto high pop. The rest basically are pop limit.
But I think in the long run, Slavs should be able to clear this up. Yeah. So Andrew should hurry to get the 6 o'clock corner.
Why is he not getting to the high pop? He's now at 6 castles. Let's scroll through them. Some bad waypoints and not building out of all of them. Stables not really being used. He's not really getting the resources on the map at the moment.
I don't see his 40 military. They are like spread all over the map or what? Out there idling in their own trades.
30. He only has 30, some around. Yeah. Needs a group of Mamelukes. Now trying to get some good shots maybe against Feanor here, but not really the greatest shots ever. Just trading quite equally. Melkor again. He is pushing, reclaiming that hill.
Yeah, playing it nice. Being popped all the time. Having good amount of trade cards and farmers. Let me see his point of view. Yeah, balanced eco. Really good end player.
Okay, let's take a look. Andrew, is he trying to defend that on his own, or is he maybe trying to go for a trade raid? Doesn't really seem like it. Is also trying to defend. Demo actually trying to go back here. Oh, and that's a nice hold for Andrew here for sure. Killing quite a bit, but well, Melkor is just retreating, and that's a big amount of bombard cannons.
Yeah. And again, the castles are not queued up for Andrew. Now he's doing it.
Oh, but at the same time he's losing so many Mamelukes here.
Oh,
just
yeah.
patrolled in blindly. That's not how he should play it. Oh, yo, 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 yo. Not 100% sure what he was thinking there, and yeah, his army control at the moment just not on point.
Yeah, losing again his Mamelukes. I must say I'm expecting a bit more from Andrew. He's able to play better at this.
Well, I have to remember Melkor is an absolute beast, and after like minute 15, it is just Imp DM or Imp RM for him as well. At the same time, Eddie is doing quite a well job.
Yeah, Eddie spamming nice amount of paladins in all the time, holding his 200 or 190 pop. Yeah, he's doing a good job.
Natural wall. Okay, well, just one small area. And look at that army now from Melkor. He's just pushing so nicely and getting the castles down again. And Andrew? He's dropping down to 3 castles now, and he mainly wants to rely on those Mamelukes, so that's not the greatest thing ever. And yeah, just idling his castles so much. And now pop 185 out of 160.
The Irish brothers now claiming like 3/4 of the map.
Yeah, feels like it.
Having all the control.
What an incredible micro by Feanor here at the front as well. But microing this over and over again, getting good shots against. Oh god, look at that. He is just microing so nicely.
Really nice micro.
Getting so many good shots into the CA as well. That's just looking so beautiful. At the same time, Andrew is not really making his Mamelukes work.
Yeah, it's looking really good for the Irish brothers now, so I don't want to call it yet, but almost, I guess.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is looking pretty close. And yeah, let's read through the balance changes again for the Mamelukes, because it felt like Andrew didn't do enough in this game, but maybe that was more because of the nerfs than we'd think.
Yeah, you're right.
Probably should have read our corners were bad. Why? I think that wasn't the issue. But well, it is the 2-0 here for our coaches. The two brothers trying to advance into the round of 16 of this tournament. D to the G.
Good job.
Okay, what was the game-winning thing here, Snake?
Well, I think Feanor, Melkor, the Spanish player in this game, did a really nice holds in his corner, having a nice eco control, a balanced eco, and 200 pop all the time. So yeah, the Spanish trade made this possible. On the other side, Feanor always with a good map control, pushing through the center, and then pushing at the corner with the strengths of his civilization.
So sick, look at the KD here. Demo getting so many more kills compared to Melkor. And well, still Melkor was the guy pushing. Quite interesting. Eddie not having enough trade there. Really. So that's it. 2-0 for them. And now we go back to captain's mode for Baltic. Interesting.
Do you see any team having an advantage on Baltic?
I think...
Just by the skills, I mean?
Yeah, just knowledge of civs is so much better for Melkor and Feanor, I have to say.
Yeah, I guess you're right, because Andrew, I saw him shedding that he hasn't played much and lacking a bit of knowledge about the patches and sieves and fixes and so on.
Yeah. So, then let's see. And they are starting pretty soon now. So, first 2 bans will be global. The coaches. Having the chance to go for the first ban here, obviously not that important. Well, actually, yeah, that's a global ban and then the other's global ban, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is a small disadvantage to be the hosting team. I'm not 100% sure yet. So Saracen's banned.
That seems okay, yeah.
Well, it's a global ban, so actually that's pretty unimportant.
Yeah. Yeah, you could ban, for example, like a fast civilization, a land-level civilization if you don't want to get rushed, but you're right.
Or a strong water civilization if you don't want to play water.
Like Koreans.
Yep. And now the first real bans for the enemy. Korean Saracens, now globally banned. Oh, random was banned. But they didn't act in time.
Oh. Hans, okay.
Are they still here?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, they picked. Malay and Goth. Interesting. So Malay obviously being picked for the harbors. Just trying to get as many harbors at the shoreline as possible.
But it's not too strong. I mean, Winchester picked Malay versus us as well, and yeah, that's not decisive.
I don't think so either.
At least it felt like that.
Okay, so some more bans now going on, only for the enemy.
Goth is indeed a nice civilization for Baltic, I guess.
On AOC more, but still one of the better civilizations, yeah. So Spanish and Khmer banned, Spanish and Huns banned. So what else can we still pick?
They could pick Koreans. I mean,
no. Koreans is global ban.
You're right, global ban.
But right. Goth could still be picked, right? Can you still pick Goth? No. I'm not sure how it works.
You mean like double?
No. Like Andrew and okay, so we have Portuguese Malay against Goth Khmer. Interesting, and that's the beauty of this tournament. No one has an idea how good those sets really are now.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, I haven't played Portuguese in Imperial Age and Water yet, so they got these Portuguese boats, right?
Yeah.
What are they called?
Caravels.
Okay.
Okay, then let me read the balance changes. 5.7 LE balance changes. And balance improvement. Oh, there's no Mameluke. No, Mamelukes haven't been changed.
Really? Clemenza said so.
Well, I don't see them.
Or was it the change of the what is it called?
5.6?
No.
They've been changed earlier. Okay.
Earlier, yeah.
Let's see if 5.6 RE balance changes.
Not most recent patch, yeah.
No, 5.6 was only gameplay. .5?
Yeah, Nili, maybe there was a change about camels in 5.7.
Yeah.
Hypes versus camels, and Mamelukes are camels in the camels class.
Oh, okay. I meant by the expansions. Okay.
With the expansions, okay.
Okay, okay. Okay, so Harbody's got so much better. So Saracens aren't that great anymore then.
Not too great at least, yeah.
So many changes since the release. Didn't the devs do homework before releasing the expansions? Well, it's impossible to have a completely balanced game. And I think they did an exceptional job there. And now trying to do small twists. Okay, then let's jump into game number 3 here. It will be played on Baltic with the Captain's Mode Civilizations. And we have the Malay together with the Portuguese here for the brothers. On the other side we have Eddie with Khmer and Andrew going for the Goth. With me is Mr. Snake.
Yeah, and no one building harbors yet. Or docks. Except Blue. I'm quite surprised about that.
Melkor as well. Okay, it seems like Timotheus wants to go for the elephant start first, trying to get some castles up and then the docks. And, well, Melkor is building mass amount of docks. Let's call it Okay. Interesting. So it seems like they wanted to have a shorter distance for the Goth.
Yeah, maybe, and their corner at the bottom was not too nice, considering the range of the water.
Yeah, that's true as well. Yeah. Okay. So that was a restart for Eddie and Andrew. Remember, guys, you have one restart in this best of 5 series per team.
Let me check the brackets. I'm wondering what's your first opponent?
Well, seed 16, right?
Yeah, right.
We can take a look at those a bit after. So we will play Syrup Sisters. That's Spring and Slam, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So they're instantly... That looks like another restart. Ah, no, they didn't go for DM. Okay. Okay. Well, happens to the best of us. Well, the winner of those of those two teams will actually play against Quali, so against seed number 2. Not the nicest thing either. Will be very tough round number 2 for them. Yeah, it's so bad that DM isn't saving. Even the worst thing is if you invariably select DM rating, like team game or 1v1, it still auto switches you to RM every game.
Yeah, that's not... I mean, it should be possible, right?
Yeah, I think, yeah. Seems like not a lot of people complained.
Yeah. We had some RM starts as well lately. Clemens are forgetting it all the time.
How do you feel about Melkor Feanor as 5th to 12th now? I think it's still reasonable, right? Well, obviously they will go down in the first game. But then they will have a long way through the loser bracket. At least that's what I'm predicting. Would Scripter be able to fix it? Pretty sure. He's Scripter, right? I think it's more in the game. When starts Poker Nili Boy? Directly after the series. Everything prepared over here. Poker stuff. Brackets. Well, I should maybe change the brackets. I can give you an overload.
Is there anything special planned considering poker or?
There's a big tournament today, so I could be a millionaire
okay.
within the next 12 hours.
Okay. Are you still playing active?
No. But,
okay.
Well, I'm playing those games. Okay, let's jump into game number 3 then. And now we are playing DM. And this is the stable start again for Timotheus. We have Portuguese for Melkor. On the other side we have Eddie playing the Khmer and Andrew playing the Goth. With me is, again, Mr. Snake.
Yeah, and Andrew and Eddie having a bit weird map again, so they really have to win water, otherwise they won't be able to trade. And Andrew is going lands all the way again. So this will be interesting.
Eddie's saying 11 lost at least 2 villagers already. He's at 5 villagers compared to 8. So it looks like lost 3 villagers against a starting scout.
Wow.
Ay. Elite Caravel now coming out, trying to intercept those elephants from coming over. Take a look if Eddie's villager is getting sniped here. Could absolutely be an option. 2 more shots.
Okay. No fast fire chips. I'm a bit surprised about that.
Out of Timo, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, maybe thought they wouldn't go for a lot of water control. Yeah, seems like Eddie isn't doing much at the moment. And yeah, the Huskar push is kind of denied here as well. This looks good for the 2 brothers if you ask me. Andrew with an enormous pop though, pop 95, but not building a lot more houses at the moment. Kind of weird.
Yeah, I do agree.
Take a look, mass halberdiers now, but that's not really an option.
Oh, they saved, kinda saved water already.
Water. Yeah. Water seems to be belonging to the brothers. And land. Doesn't look like Andrew's pushing too well either here.
It's still dangerous, I mean. Yeah, but that's like their only hope.
Yeah, but now there are like 3 castles up. Mass Karambit production, we have galleons around, should deny the castles. No, there's no chance. Pressure on that. This could be a very short game.
Looks like it.
Now Carol's doing some damage against the elephants, but they don't get the extra attack bonus.
Let me check if they got canyon gallons. Yes, they do. So yeah, Timotheus should add some canyon gallons as well.
Yeah, and control that area. Oh god, Eddie with his elephants. Well, not too happy here. And now Timo's going for the big push.
Oh, look at those karambits. Such a mess.
Not so many of them. But only 7 attack now. Compared to the 8 they had just 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's true, but I mean, still about the mass, not only about the 1 attack, right?
I wonder how many teams we will see in the position of Eddie and Andrew to actually go for mass towers at the shoreline there. Because castles are blocking the trade too much, but towers are actually quite efficient, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't realize that in my own game, but there was one guy posting AOZ zone yet.
Okay, population's 130, 180, and well, like they're not controlling the water. So what did he think? Like how they go for trade on Baltic? Well, Andrew didn't even build a single dock yet in this game. Ay. Why do they not resign? Because if they resign, they are out of this tournament in, yeah, kind of round 0.
Oh, but this game is pretty open.
Yeah, agreed. I think if it was a normal rated game, they would already have resigned.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, castle killed. Oh, small win for Eddie. Oh god, that army composition of the melee. Elephant, Karambit, Scorpion, Bombard Cannon, Galleon. Against Mass Halberdiers.
Yeah.
And Scorpions in the back.
2 shots of the Bombard Cannons and the Scorpions are gone.
Yeah. But for now, Scorpion's doing quite a reasonable job against all the Karambits here.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, I should go back a bit, but he doesn't care. They're too cheap.
Oh god, look at Melkor's
Oh man.
water army.
Look at the coastline between Andrew and Timotheus. Those guys running in.
Yeah, that's crazy. Just crazy production. Trying to go for the trade again.
Oh, Scorpions. Oh.
Oh, they're doing an okay job for now. If Eddie gets a lot of elephants out, maybe they have a shot of pushing that side?
I mean,
I'm not sure.
Nice hold and so on, but without having water, without having trade, there's no option to win this game.
Yeah. Probably not. Elite Cannon Galleons doing their job here, trying to micro some against the Bombard Cannons. Both players pretty aware of that. And oh god, yeah, it's just so many ship here. And they don't do the greatest damage, but they still do splash damage. And we're holding for now. And Eddie is going back onto water. Interesting. I'm not sure how efficient that's going to be.
Shouldn't you go for fast fire ships? I mean, they're countering normal galleons quite good, don't they?
Well, in small numbers, yes. Against the mass amount that Melkor has, it's not really a thing. But I think they should, well, kind of have to go for water, right? But Khmer is the guy who has better land army now. So I feel like Andrew should actually go for water here. Has all the upgrades, of course.
Yeah. Ship ride, faster production and cheaper boats.
Yeah. Eddie's trying to do some damage here, but well, not really. And the caravels are only tickling the elephant, but feels like they're enough caravels are actually tickling at the moment.
I'm a bit surprised that it's not over yet, but yeah.
But well, look at that push from Timotheus now. Kellan Gallant's around now as well. Just needs to focus on all the bombard cannons.
Yeah.
Maybe Melkor should have sent some caravels over as well. And now we're lacking some siege for Timotheus, but then they should go for the kill. Oh, but Eddie has a lot of elephants actually behind there. Could maybe defend that.
Yeah, and the Scorpion is a very nice unit indeed. Good counter to the elephants and the Carambas as well.
And now Eddie is reclaiming the water here. And they have a solid pop 20 and pop 10. Melkor has a solid pop, but well, that should be a fight. Shouldn't go too well for Eddie. Take a look. Want to see how far back he's taking splash damage, and yeah, that doesn't look very fair here. Ay 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 ay. Ay 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 ay.
I've never seen them fighting in ship wars, those caravels.
Yeah. Well, now they aren't doing that much splash damage, so Eddie is actually taking kind of a chaos engagement.
Yeah.
Oh, on the other side lost quite a bit on land.
They do have the same amount of HP and the same amount of damage, having one more armor.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yes.
It's just the splash damage that is beneficial for them. So I think if you fight caravels, you maybe should always try to fight with like spread formation.
Yeah, maybe. So Andrew going water as well.
Somewhat. Oh. Are they reclaiming water? At least trying to.
Kinda, yeah.
That means it looks pretty ugly in front of Andrew's base. Yeah, that's a big push here. Yeah.
Do Portuguese canyon Galax have ballistics as well?
I don't think so, no.
I mean,
It's
there's
only
this...
combat cannons.
Let me see... Ballistics for gunpowder units.
Okay,
Says,
well then
but,
maybe
yeah, but
they have ballistics.
I'm not sure. Are they considered as a gunpowder unit? I don't know.
No, I'm not 100% sure either. Andrew desperately trying to hold all the players at the absolute max here. That's still the big map control here for the two brothers. And he's just advancing with all the harbors. Look at that! There's no way of ever pushing those back.
Yeah, nice.
Oh god, so much damage output for so little investment.
Yeah, they should take it serious, this push. Just one screen away from trade.
Yeah. 3 traps now, that's quite a few for Timotheus. You think people should be making landings? No. Like, Andrew and Daddy need to defend and Timotheus just need to push. And Melkor is concentrating on water. So everyone is doing what they should. Oh god, that push will be so deadly. Andrew trying to get another castle up, but that castle will block the trade quite heavily as well. Not a lot of elephants out. And suddenly, Eddie pop 160, Andrew actually dropping below 180 here.
Yeah, but those elephants of Eddie, they are much stronger compared to the Malay elephants. Doing a nice job here.
Okay, Andrew again pushing back, going for halberdier and scorpions. Quite a nice composition against the elephants. And the harbor is now helping out. Maybe he needs to even send more villagers to the front to build even more harbors. And that's a shit ton of army here for Melkor. Ay 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 ay. I think Eddie should go for demo ships.
Yeah, yeah, maybe. Melkor should do some siege ram
he only has normal demo ships, he doesn't have heavy demos. Do gods have heavy demos? I think so, right?
Let me check.
And GG? I think so, GG, well played. And yeah, heavy demos could have helped out here as well. And I believe the chip choice could have been the deciding factor here. Goth couldn't really do the damage. And well, Eddie couldn't do anything either there with the Khmer. Not going for water at all. Isn't the right strategy if you play Baltic.
Yeah.
Yeah. They complained about the map, but in the end, I believe it wasn't the map that decided this one. They never were really in the trade. And G to the G. The coaches take it 3-0. Thank you so much for being around, Snake.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
In the end, Timotheus actually lost quite a bit, but that's because of his Karambit's largest army, 199. Ay, ay, ay. Trade in the end, as we said, wasn't the deciding factor. Andrew had so much army at one point, just ridiculous. But couldn't really use it to